What's up, y'all? I'm still out here on the range under these nice sunny skies. It's been a great day for testing, although the test results haven't been all that great, but hopefully we'll change that here with one last test of the day. It's some good old 357 Magnum. So the jelly contraption set up, ready to roll with a couple of chronos and 2 blocks of gel. Now I've done a couple of tests again, so I've got quite a few tracks down here in this block on both sides and in this one on the back side, but this whole front half up here is clear and plenty of clear space in this one right here, so we should have no problem finding a place for these. Heavy clothing barrier, of course, with the layer of denim, fleece, and 2 layers of cotton t-shirt. So we got some good old 357 Magnum for this one right here. Been a minute since I've done a 357 Mag test. I'm getting behind on them. I've got a few more rounds I need to test, but this right here is the Federal Train and Protect, what they call their versatile HP, the VHP. This is just a basic hollow point now, nothing really fancy. Brass case there, as you can see, almost like a semi-jacketed hollow point, more than a full jacketed hollow point. Nothing fancy at all. Again, just a basic cavity there. Ballistics on the box here saying 1440 at the muzzle. This is a 125 grain projectile. I don't think I mentioned that. 1440 at the muzzle. I looked on their site and that looks like out of a 4-inch test barrel. But y'all know me, I like to go against the grain sometimes when it comes to those listed test barrels. So I've got 2 different lengths here. I've got a shorty, which I always like to test with because that's one of the hardest ones to get good performance. So I always try to add a shorty in. We got the 2-inch barrel Taurus 605. And then for the longer one, I had to bring out the good old Colt Python. It's been a minute since I ran this, so got the 6-inch Python here. So hopefully this will be a good one. 357 Magnum, in my opinion, is one of the more fun rounds to run regardless. So either way, it'll be a nice fun test. Let me get it all set up and let's see what they can do. All right, let's see what kind of numbers we're working here with this stuff. 5-round average from both of them, starting with this 2-inch Taurus first. Remember, the box is selling us 1440 from a 4-inch, so we're gonna be probably well short of that. I'm guessing around 1200 or maybe a little less out of this 2-inch. Now, if y'all not familiar with this lab radar, it's gonna give you multiple velocity readings, the large numbers at the muzzle, and then you got 5 on the bottom. The first one is set for 3 yards, which is where your gel is here, roughly at 10 feet. And then we've got 10, 15, 25, and 50. So 1440 is what the 4-inch barrel was showing. Like I say, I'm gonna guess about 12 out of this 2-inch. But it might surprise me. 1148. 1156. There's some stout feeling stuff out of this little 2-inch. 1195. 1192. It's definitely some stout feeling stuff in 1193, so about what I figured, just a little less than 1200. Let's see what the average is. All right, so our 5-round average right there was 1177 feet per second, an extreme spread of 48 with the standard deviation of 23.0. Let's see, the highest one we hit was 1195, so right around that 1200. That totally makes sense being a Magnum round out of that short of a barrel, so no big surprise there. 1200, that's right around, you know, what is that? That's around decent-ish standard pressure, 124 9mm, so maybe we'll still see some good stuff. Let me get it reset and let's try out that Python. All right, let's see what this old shiny snake can do. I'll do 5 rounds through it also. 1440 through a 4-inch, so there's no excuse for not hitting 1440 out of this. Let's see what it gives us. 1587. 1578. 1578 again. I don't know if I seen the numbers change, but they probably did. 1542. I mean, this stuff right here just ramped it up, buddy. And 1598, so much more than what was on the box through the 4-inch. Let's check out that average. All right, that's much more Magnum-like right there. 5-round average that time was 1,577 feet per second, extreme spread of 56, and a standard deviation of 20.9. We hit a high of 1598, so almost 1,600 out of that 6-inch. So big difference in barrel length velocity with this 357 mag. 1577 here, and if you remember out of that 2-inch. It was 1177, so exactly 400 feet per second faster from that 6-inch barrel. That's a big, big difference. Now, that's gonna do a fantastic job in the gel. There ain't no way that cannot do a good job. Even after that craziness on the last test I did, I would again bet the farm that that one's gonna do a good job. As far as the other one, it's really gonna depend on that projectile, I think, because that's, like I say, that's about a good 124 standard pressure velocity with about the same weight. So interesting to see what happens. Let me get all this stuff set up. Y'all know what time it is. All right, y'all, it's 3:57. We'll send you to heaven jelly time. I'm gonna put one through each barrel length into the gel, starting with this 2-inch first. Went the wrong way with the Taurus, so I got them mixed up out here. This one I don't have 100% confidence in, I'll just be honest with you, but hopefully it's not too basic of a projectile where it won't do what it needs to do. All right, hopefully we got some good stuff down there. Let me see what I got. All right, y'all, I'm really liking what I'm seeing down there so far from that 2-inch barrel. That 2-inch barrel, it's tough. Y'all know 357 mag even, 125 grain even. Sometimes it's tough to get them to act right through a short barrel like that, so that's some good stuff. I have no doubt this is gonna do even better. Let's see what we get from it. We might get a lot of fragmentation from this though. I bet I came out the side. I see where I went. Let me see if I stayed in. All right, y'all, these things been swerving and curving on me all doggone day. That one went in a perfect spot. I mean, absolutely perfect, and then curved out. So rather than risk trying to line this up above and just run into the other ones, I'm gonna try to put this one behind that one I just sent. You won't be able to see the disruption, but it's gonna be the same. Hopefully I can catch the projectile though. That's my main concern here. I think I did just about the same thing. Let me look at this thing. All right, one more, y'all. I'm gonna give myself a good move over to the right this time. I might should have just tried to go on and line it up. Looks like it wanted me to. We'll move it on over for this one though. All right, that's exactly where I needed to put it right there. Let's go check this stuff out. All right, let's take a look at what we got down here. Believe it or not, even after all that, we got a pretty much perfect view of what we need to see here. So the first one, that was the one up there on the top. You can see it. Nice disruption, immediately expands, you can tell. Got some fragmentation here, even from that one there. That was the slower one out of the shorty Taurus. Keeps on trucking all the way through this first block. It barely touches the very end of the 16-inch block, and it looks like you got some really nice expansion from that just coming out of a 2-inch barrel. And then the other ones are all out the 6-inch Python. Both of these on the front here, those came out the side, you can see. But even behind it is where I sent the other one, where you can see the projectile here. I'd done that on purpose because I knew it was going to look the same, and I wanted to make sure we got a clear view and not get them all in front of this one. So very clear picture of what happens here. Tons of fragmentation out of all of them. You can see, I mean, just all kinds of lead. So it came all apart. Normally, I'm not a huge fan of that in most calibers. Now, in this case, you still got all the penetration you needed to, so not much of a big deal to me as it is in some cases, but I would rather it probably stay together more. But either way, that's some nastiness right there. And then as you can see, if you look at this as the one behind it, because it looks the same, I'll show you from above. Nice disruption, all kind of fragmentation, keeps on trucking all the way through this first block, and it actually pokes into this second block about 1/4 of an inch, and you can see the projectile sitting down there. Nice expansion and a bunch of mangling on it. And as far as penetration, very easy to measure this one. The one out of the 2-inch 605 is exactly 16 inches. Then the one below it down there that we kept finally from the 6-inch is 16 1/4. So absolutely fantastic penetration from both of these. And here you are a little closer up. You can see on the top, the 605, those bottom two, the 6-inch Python. No doubt there is a huge difference from that extra barrel length. You know, arguably some might say the 6-inch is moving a little too fast because it came all apart like that, but either way, it's doing some serious work. You can see following through there, that's where the other ones came out, those first two. Go back up here, there's your 605, and then down below it, that's the one from the Python. And then looking here from the top, it's gonna be a little bit difficult. That's the 605. Up under that one is the 6-inch Python that I finally got to stay. So you can see it's exactly the same. If we look at it and follow it, there's your projectiles. All right, let's take a look at these projectiles. No doubt both of them lost a ton of material. That being said though, you are still left with a nice little chunk here. So this one right here, that's the 2-inch Taurus 605. This one's out of the 6-inch Python. Very, very obvious difference. You can see which one is which. Those pedals wrapped all the way back or under the base on this 6-inch Python. 605, not quite as far, but that's really impressive to me. For a 2-inch 357 revolver, that 605 Taurus, this right here is some very, very impressive performance if you ask me. I've seen plenty, and y'all have too. You've seen me test them. Short barrel 357 or 38 special, 38 special especially, but 357 short barrel is a tough one to get to act right sometimes. So this is really impressive. Now obviously the same goes for the 6-inch Python. Incredibly impressive right here, but that's a 6-inch barrel, so I really wouldn't expect any less. But let's see how much we did actually lose. We started at 125. This one from the 2-inch 605 is down to 103.0, so quite a bit lost there. This one here is going to be a lot more, I'd say. Yeah, this one through the 6-inch Python is down to 84.8 grains, so quite a bit lost, but you still got an 85 grain projectile left, so that's really no slouch. Now the size measurement's gonna be a little tough. I suspect they're probably gonna both be really close to the same. The 605 here, you got 453 and 451. So again, nice expansion right there, especially from a 2-inch. That's really impressive to me. And then your 6-inch Python here, you got 456 and 448. So again, really, really nice expansion, or more of that frag expansion like we see a whole lot from fast moving Magnum rounds. And there you go, y'all, the Federal Train and Protect in 357 Magnum from a short and long barrel. Now, being that this stuff is rated, the velocity on the box, to a 4-inch barrel, I would say a 4-inch barrel would do an incredibly nice job right here. You would probably split the difference as far as the fragmentation, obviously, so you're going to get very, very nice performance from these. It looks like from everything from 2-inch all the way up to 6-inch and probably beyond even. So I'm very, very happy to see the nice performance here, and I can tell you, me personally, I'm going to be doing some looking around because I've realized my 357 stockpile isn't quite as high as I'd like it to be. So if I can find these for a pretty decent deal, this is a nice one to stock up on, I think. All right, I think that one right there is a great way to end the day of testing. Absolutely fantastic performance out of this stuff, especially again from that 2-inch barrel. It is just so difficult sometimes to get a really nice performing round from a 2-inch revolver, and this stuff right here knocked it out of the park, I think. Now with that being said, you're looking at around the energy of a 124 standardish pressure 9mm with this, so I can tell you for a fact that's a whole lot rowdier than running something like a 124 through like my MC9 or something like that. This right here is a whole lot rowdier without a doubt, but if you're a 357 mag person and then that's what you're going to run, this is some really good stuff. But let me know down in the comments what y'all think about the performance from this stuff out here today. Those of y'all especially that run 357 mag, especially shorter like 2-inch barrels, maybe even 3-inch barrels, let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are. If you did enjoy the video, take a second, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you turn on those notifications so you get notified when I upload stuff. Take a second if you're doing some shopping and hit up those affiliate links in my video description. Anything you buy after checking out those links, I get a kickback from them toward the channel, so I really appreciate that. Big thanks again to all my Range Gang members and every single one of y'all for supporting the channel the way y'all do. I had a lot of fun out here and got a lot more stuff planned, so stay on the lookout for that. And in the meantime, stay safe, stay prepared, and I'll see you soon.